Now I slow cooked it, but you don't have to. Welcome to Burn Down's Country Kitchen. Today we're going to get after slow cooked beanie weenies and meatballs, and we're going to do our own barbecue sauce with it as well. It's the holiday season. It's the day before Christmas Eve for us, but you'll see this long after that, I'm sure. I'm like 3 weeks ahead in videos, so. But I do want to say real quick, gotten quite a few subscribers lately, and I just want to thank y'all. I appreciate you, and I want to welcome you to the Burnt Down Country Kitchen family. Hopefully we bring you good content and some decent food, maybe a laugh or two along the way. Never know. All right, so let's get after these ingredients. All right, so of course we got our little smoky weenies. We got our ground burger for the meatballs. We got brown sugar. The rest of this will pretty much be for the barbecue sauce. We got the brown sugar, apple cider, ketchup, salt, pepper, Dijon mustard, honey, smoked paprika. We have some garlic cloves down there, and of course some soy sauce. And this will get us started. So we're gonna go ahead and do the meatballs first. So the first thing we wanna do is season our meat. Get it in a bowl, get it spread out, especially if it's in a tube form. Right. I'm gonna keep one hand for the meat and one hand fresh for everything else. So, add some salt, some pepper, whatever you want, basically. Like, I'm not trying to tell you what to put in there. You know what I mean? Hang on. Do this right. I'm not trying to get raw meat over everything. All right, here we go. That's better. Good. And let's see. Gotta put up smoked paprika, because you gotta have smoked paprika. Come on now. And you can use regular paprika. It's not that big of a deal, but I love it. So, and use as much or as little as you want. That's why I'm not telling you how much to use, because I'm just flavoring this, to what I like. Then squeeze off some garlic in there. Because why not have some fresh garlic? Why not have some fresh garlic? After all, they're meatballs, right? Probably use, I got 5 cloves sitting here. I might do them all. Yeah, let's go ahead and do them all. I have 5 decent sized cloves, so. And when I do the sauce, that'll require at least 4. I have more. Not a big deal. Alright, let's get our reservoir here. Why leave that in there? It's good stuff. Plus, if I didn't make annoying scraping sounds, it just wouldn't be me, I guess, right? That's good. Good enough. All I'm gonna get back in this. Mix it all around. So now for the easy part. I'm just gonna get them into about the size of meatballs we want and roll them up. Pretty much like that. Get you a pan or a foil with rack, a rack with foil on it or something, and just set them on. We are gonna cook them up for the most part on the stove before we even put them into the crock pot. I mean, you could throw them in the oven if you want, but I'd rather do it on the stove. That way we get that sear on it. After all, sear means flavor, right? These are gonna be so good. Look, I usually just buy the meatballs that are already frozen or whatever in a bag, but yeah, not this year. Not this year. I don't have to do the holiday cooking. Mrs. Burnt Down does. So, I mean, I can, but it's just our deal. I cook all year round. She does the holiday meals, so works out for us. We like it that way. I want to say the next episode or the one after. I can't remember what I got lined up. I'm going to do a beer can duck, because we're having that tomorrow night, which will be Christmas Eve. That will be our Christmas Eve meal. So I figure I'll record it and bring you all along for the ride. And we will stick a beer can up a duck's hiney. How about that? A duck's shiny hiney. Have you seen that? That's a toilet paper commercial. But they say shiny hiney. Just cracks me up. I think it's Charmin probably. Shiny hiney, that's funny. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up so y'all aren't bored for the next 30 minutes. Kidding, it ain't going to take 30 minutes, but still. And then we'll bring you right back as we finish up. Alright, we're ready to start cooking these bad boys. You don't want to do it on a medium low, because we want to make sure these centers, they don't have to be like 100% cooked, but you want them cooked for the most part. Right? That way all it's doing in the crock pot is mixing flavors. I can smell the garlic and the seasoning. It's so good. Let's probably do about half. And then we'll switch and do the other half. Definitely going to want to sear them. Sorry about my stove, y'all. It caught on fire. So we do what we can, and then as soon as the insurance is dealt with, we will replace it. That's why you always have your homeowner's insurance, right? Nice, look at that sear. That's what we're looking for. Man, this smells so good. So good. Yeah, I do this every year. Well, not the fresh meatballs, but I do this every year. This is something I really like. Now you don't have to do a barbecue sauce for this. You can also use grape jelly in the crock pot. I know it sounds funny, but yeah, you can use. I've done it before. It's good. It's really good. But I just want to do my own barbecue sauce this time. I thought about doing whiskey bourbon, but if anybody else is going to eat this, I don't know if kids will. There's no alcohol. It gets burnt out of it. But the flavor itself, you probably don't want kids to be all tasting. Getting them used to the taste of whiskey at a young age is probably not a good idea. Probably not a good plan of attack. Might not make the best parent award of the year. You got them hooked on the taste of whiskey. These are ready to come off. They're not completely cooked, but they're almost cooked. Because they're going to spend a few hours in the crock pot, so that'll be fine. You don't want them all hard and nasty, but you definitely want them to be cooked when you go to eat them. Right? Love the sear on it. Love the sear. Alright. Get some new ones on there. And while these are cooking, we'll get after that barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce time. We're going to start with the ketchup. I've made this several times before. The only difference is I'm not adding the bourbon. So go ahead and if you want, look back or on my website. I have the breakdown of how to do it on there. So I'm just going to add pretty much probably this whole bottle of ketchup. Now, if I was going to add whiskey, I would do half the amount as the ketchup. So if I'm using a whole bottle of ketchup, I would want to do half that amount of the whiskey. Want to make sure we got enough in here because there's going to be a lot of meatballs and beanie wings in there. Okay, I'm going to add some soy sauce. I know what you're thinking, but yep, soy sauce. If I can get it open. These gloves are rough. But I got the burn on this hand, so I'd say probably half a teaspoon of the soy. Go ahead and throw some Dijon in here. Probably a tablespoon-ish. Like, you do you. Whatever you like. Finally, killing this bottle off, y'all. I've had it a while. I got another one in the cupboard, just waiting to be used. All right. Dijon is done. We'll add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Maybe a half a teaspoon or so. I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic powder and some onion powder to this. And of course, some smoked paprika. We're going to go ahead and add our salt and pepper. Pinch of salt. Don't need to be a lot. I'd say about maybe half a tablespoon of pepper. maybe a half a teaspoon of salt if you're going to count it out that way. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw some honey in. Make it nice and sweet. We're getting there, y'all. What do I got left? We have some fresh garlic we're going to go ahead and throw in there. Calls for about 4 cloves. I got a little more than that out here. Some of these are small, so yeah, there we go. So I had to put 3 in there just to fill that reservoir up. Those ones were small. So I would use 4 decent sized cloves, or add to it if they're small. So I'm not great at baking, you know. Cooking is easy, it's on the fly. You can adjust as you go, but not baking. That is way more precise. And you know, it's all about your taste. So always adjust to your taste. Get this garlic out of here. All right, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. What was that, Babe? That was a cute movie, wasn't it? All right, and the last thing we need to throw in there is some brown sugar. I would say for the average person, probably a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup. I'll probably use a little more than that, but that's just me. There we go. There we go. Go ahead and give this a quick stir. Nice little mix. Usually we'd put it on the stove and bring it to a boil and then let it hang out for a little while. But there's no point in doing that when it's just going to hang out in here for a little while. But we do want to make sure we get it mixed up fairly well. Man, so good. And it's not even cooked yet. And you can just smell all that flavor, all those spices and garlic and All right. The next thing we're gonna do, throw some beanie weenies in there. If that's not enough sauce, you can always add to it. Go ahead and throw these meatballs in. Get them in there. This would be great for a Super Bowl, a get-together, anything like that. Look at that. It's gonna be so good. So good, y'all. Just wanna make sure everything's mixed in good. Everything's got barbecue sauce on it. Got enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the rest of these beanies in there. Wanted to make sure there was enough sauce to go around before I did that. And there it is. Now this will be eaten over the next few days. You know, like I said, this is our time off for Christmas. It's actually the day before Christmas Eve. But yeah. So I'm doing this, and I'm also doing another video today with doing venison. Rice up some venison, some good old deer meat. Which, you know, as long as it's done right, it can be really good. Okay, that is ready. Put it in the crock pot. Put the lid on it, and we will forget about this for the next 3-4 hours. All right, it's been 3 hours probably. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And it's looking really good. Look at that. Get that homemade barbecue sauce. So I checked it a few minutes ago. I wanted it, well, it's probably about 20 minutes ago. And I added about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar to it. And a little bit more onion and garlic powder. And that's it. That's why I'm checking on it now. I just want to make sure everything got incorporated. And we're doing good. Man. Cannot wait to tear into this. Cannot wait. Alright, y'all, our time is about up. Let's check this out. I'm ready. Oh, look at that. Look. They're nice and plump now. Perfect. These homemade meatballs. Man, this is gonna be so good. And you can still see like the garlic in it that we put in the sauce. All right, let's get this plated. All right, y'all, it's that time. If you could like, share, subscribe, it does me a world of good. And I appreciate every single one of you. And again, I'm gonna welcome my new subscribers to the Burnt Down Country Kitchen family. And yeah, done with the business. Let's get after the taste test. Man, that looks good, don't it? That looks good. Come here, take a look. Look at that. Beanie weenies and homemade meatballs. All right, let's take this right here, pick it off from the herd. Right. A little hot. Can't take credit because I didn't make those from scratch. But I love beanie weenies, they're so good. And that barbecue sauce is nice and sweet with the honey and the brown sugar. Let's dip this one. I got some blue cheese here, but you do you. That's a really good combination, y'all. That is really good. All right, for our homemade meatballs. Look at that. Again, with that sauce. That's the stuff. Look, that sauce is sweet, I'm telling you. It's easy to make. If you don't believe me, feel free, make it yourself. Let me know what you think. Everybody's different, but man, I love this. And then all you gotta do is add some bourbon to it, and then it's whiskey bourbon barbecue sauce. So let's go ahead and dip this in some blue cheese and finish it off, huh? Yeah. I can eat a mess of those. Makes me think I should have made more. All right, y'all, that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. For me, tomorrow is Christmas Eve, so it's that time for us, but by the time this video comes out, it'll be 3-4 weeks down the road. So anyways, that'll be out do it. Cook something. Cook anything. Cook beanie weenies and homemade meatballs. Why not, right? It's easy. It's good. It can be quick. You don't have to slow cook it. I just had nothing better to do. And I like using the crock pot. So I did it. All right, y'all. Till next time.